What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So this is one change that we'll probably see in a Social Security reform bill. Now, we've heard a lot about two Social Security reform bills. We've heard about the Social Security 2100 Act, and we've also heard about Senator Bernie Sanders' plan, the $2,400 raise for Social Security. Those are probably the most common, the most popular right now. Now, in this video, I want to go over the change that both of these proposals have. So that's what we're going to focus on today. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, if you're not getting notifications, let me know in the comments below, and also follow me on Twitter at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so let's talk about this change. Now, the change would be changing from the CPIW to the CPIE. So the CPIW, that's the price index for wage earners, and change that to the CPIE, which is the price index for the elderly. And so I'm going to show you why this would be a benefit for people currently receiving Social Security. Now let's first look at the different categories. Okay, so when we're looking at categories, we're basically taking a shopping cart and we have these different items. So all these different items here in the shopping cart. And that is how they figure out the CPI. So when it comes to inflation, every month you come up with a CPI score. So that is how they figure out what inflation looked like the previous month. Okay. So when we're looking at this, what they're doing here is they're taking the CPIE and they're taking the CPIW. Now they're doing a percentage. So the categories are the same, but they're weighted differently. Okay. So that's what's important. That's what we really need to focus on, because the category housing will be in this category. When you see housing here, you see for the CPIE, so for the elderly, it's 49.4%. And when you compare that to the CPIW, it's 42.7%. And so with the CPIE, housing is weighed heavier than with the CPIW, okay? And part of that could be if you're younger, let's say you're in your 20s or even in your 30s, you might be living at home. And so your expenses when it comes to housing would not be the same. Even if you're younger, you might have roommates. Where if you're older, you might not have that same situation. Okay, so let's move to transportation. So transportation for CPIE is 12.9%, and for CPIW is 18.2%. Obviously, if you're working, you're probably going to be utilizing transportation more. Food and beverage, 12.8% for CPIE and 15.8% for the CPIW. So medical care for CPIE is 11.3%, and then for the CPIW is 7.1%. And this is obvious. If you're older, you're probably spending more money on medical care. Now, when it comes to recreation, CPIE 5.2%, CPIW 4.7%, education and communication, CPIE 4.1%, and CPIW 5.8%. So when you're older, you're probably not going to college and things like that. So that's why this is lower here. But for the CPIW, it is higher. And then going down to other goods and services, CPIE 2.6% and CPIW 2.8%. Apparel, CPIE 1.7% and then CPIW 2.9%. And so those are the categories, and they total 100%. Okay, so we know the categories, and we know that they're weighted differently when it comes to the CPIW compared to the CPIE. But when it comes to a money amount, what's the difference? What's the difference between CPIE and the CPIW? So what they've done is they went back for a decade, and in this information, they're letting us know exactly what the change would look like and how much the change would be. And so what they've done here over a decade is they've taken the COLAs and they're comparing the actual COLA that you received in 2013, and they're comparing that to if you use the CPIE and not the CPIW. Okay, so 2013, the CPIW. Okay, so this is what COLA was in 2013. It was 1.5%. Now, if they used the CPIE, COLA would have been 1.6%. So it would have been a small increase, right? Now, 2014, COLA was 1.7%. With the CPIE, it would have been 2%. 2015, there was no COLA. But if you use the CPIE, COLA would have been 0.6%. Now, 2016, COLA was 0.3%. If you use the CPIE, COLA would have been 1.5%. 2017, COLA was 2%. If you use the CPIE, COLA would have been 2.1%. So you see a pattern here of pretty much you're looking at COLA and you're seeing that the COLA that you actually received, you would have received an increase if you had the CPIE. Now, that's not always the case. Looking at 2018 here, COLA was 2.8%. If you use the CPIE, COLA would have been 2.6%. 2019, COLA was 1.6%. If you use the CPIE, COLA would have been 1.9%. 2020, COLA was 1.3%. If you use the CPIE, COLA would have been 1.4%. In 2021, COLA was 5.9%. This is important to focus on. COLA was 5.9%. If you use the CPIE, COLA would have been 4.8%, so it would have been lower. 2022, we know COLA was 8.7%. If you calculated it with the CPIE, COLA would have been 8%. Now, over this whole span of 10 years, you still see an increase if you calculated COLA using the CPIE. It would have been 29.7%, when in actuality, COLA was 28.6%. Okay, so you still would have you would have seen an increase here, which I think is important for us to note, even though in these last 2 years, the COLA increase, if you use the CPIE, would have been smaller. Over time, you would have seen that increase. Okay, so when it comes to the amount of an increase, overall, they're saying 1.1% increase. And so when you're looking over the 10 years, and basically what they've done here is they're saying that currently you would receive $1,625 per month. Okay, and that's on average. Now, using the CPIE, you would have saw a slight bump, $1,639.44. Okay, so that is the difference. It's only $14 per month, $168 for the year. However, it's still an increase. And so you can see that if you're using that calculation, the CPIE, it will benefit you overall over the long run. It would benefit you more than if you're using the CPIW. And so both plans right now, both of these proposals that we're hearing about, Bernie Sanders' proposal as well as Representative Larson's proposal, they both want to go to the CPIE instead of using the CPIW. And this is going to be on top of the increases that are already set in place in both of these proposals. So what we do know that Congress is going to have to make changes to Social Security within 10 years. So we know that that will happen. We just don't know how soon it will happen. There's talk right now. You have politicians that are on board to move forward with some type of a Social Security reform. You also have some lawmakers that are saying that they want to make changes to Social Security, but in a different way. They want to actually make cuts to Social Security. So we're going to have to see where they go in the future. But we have Speaker McCarthy just talking last week was saying, look, we need to look at these programs and we need to make cuts if needed in these programs, because we're spending too much money. So this is a story that we're going to continue to follow on this channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell notification. And so in this study, if you're using the CPIE over the CPIW, you would see a slight increase. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below. What do you guys think about this? Do you think they should go to the CPIE? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.